Okay, I was looking around for videos and I found this thing from XXX Vanilla XXX. 10 random questions, gotta answer them, and I heard that you wanted a video response. So, here's my video response. If you could meet anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and what activity would you like this person to participate in with you? It would be one of three people. And I know this is really sounds really dumb, but I mean one of three people. It would be Yurin Shirkai, a Chinese general, died in 1912. He was supposed to be an incredibly brilliant mind, and that people were intensely loyal to him. I mean, once you die and they become loyal to other people. I mean, but they were intensely loyal to him. I'd like to meet him and find out what his tactics were, why his men liked him so much. Either that or Sun Tzu, and that how did this guy come up with all these I mean, he was the one that actually got these down, supposedly, on paper. I mean, I could be wrong here, and I like to toe the line on I think I know this or I think I don't when I deal with history. But, so, Yurin Shikai, Sun Yat-sen, or, Emperor Meiji from Japan, mid-1800s, late 1800s also. I mean, deals with the Meiji Restoration, Japan, 1867, I believe. And that I'd like to find out what his thoughts on the whole deal were, because I mean, you're surrounded by people your entire life that just coddle you, and if there's finally a major quote unquote revolution in the Japanese system, that's pretty much where it takes place. I mean, I'd like to figure out what was going through his head at the time. So yeah. And I'd like him to discuss his politics with me, his thoughts on things. So there. Yurin Shikai, Sun Yat-sen, or excuse me, Yurin Shikai, Sun Tzu, and Emperor Meiji from Japan. So there, 2 China and 1 Japan. Okay, I probably should pick this up because it's really draining on time. If you're lost in northern Ontario wilderness in the dead of winter, what 3 things would you bring with you? These can either be items that will help you survive or items that would give you comfort. 1. A very heavy sleeping bag. Or thick sleeping bag. 2. I want a pillow. And 3. I want a compass. Because I've been up in northern Ontario before, or northeast Ontario, to the Algonquian Provincial Park. So that's like Ontario, Quebec. Right there. So, I know where that is. Give me a compass, and I'll find my way over that direction, and I know that the people will be there. So, those are my 3 items. What kind of kid were you growing up? I was a trouble-free maker. I know that sounds dumb. Dumb. But, I mean, I just didn't get in trouble. But, I mean, I wasn't hanging around with people that got... I mean, I hung around with people that got in trouble while I was in class, but I wasn't doing that out of class. They'd be friendly, yo, what's up? Hey, how are things going? That's it. And that. So, I mean, I wasn't a social outcast, but... I mean... Wow, I'm at a loss of words right now. Yeah, I just wasn't socially active. There we go. I was not socially active. That's what kind of kid I was growing up. So I played video games and computer games and the internet. Let's see. If you were a tomato in a salad and someone was about to eat you, what would you do? I've got to steal a response from Vanilla. I would be wondering what the fuck I was doing as a tomato. What would you do for $100? $100. Ooh, that's a lot of money for a poor college student. Pay for a better webcam. Make sure I had some sort of video editing stuff that I actually knew how to use. And probably send money off to people that would like it. Like Cherry Sweet 553, who could always use the money. Have you ever been caught doing something embarrassing by a friend or family member? Yes. Twice. And there were almost times. But I'm not going any further than that. In a sentence or two, describe your life's ambition, your ultimate goal. That would have to be... Well, let me think about that a moment while I turn off my friend's alarm. Can't believe it. Right in the middle of a video that I can't stop. Okay, life ambition, ultimate goal. There are two things. It's a two-parter. One, I want to be financially well off. Not necessarily fabulously wealthy, but I mean, I don't want to have to work too much to get by. I mean, if I can live comfortably and not have to work overtime or not have to work like weekends or not doing anything stressful, then I want that. And two, along with that, I want to be well respected. I mean, I've been respected growing up and that, but I mean, I want to be someone that people comes to, and that when people need help or people need to do something, they come and ask me to help. And that, I mean, I'm not one to necessarily go out and help, but I would, I mean, helping people isn't like high on my list, but I mean, I want to be well respected, as in people think of me when they need something or want to do something, that kind of thing. Dream car. Grand Vitara. My grandparents have one. Very nice car. Except I want it purple instead of white. And I want the turning a little stiffer, because you turn those things, God, you turn the wheel a little bit and it just... And I mean, I almost ran into a freaking ditch learning how to drive with my grandparent. Actually, with my grandpa. That was funny. He's all, what the... And then, I mean, he turned the wheel just a teeny bit back to the left and we were straightened back. I'm like, what is going on? So, yeah, I mean, one of those would be nice. It's very comfortable to ride in. Let's see. Have you or would you ever meet an internet friend in person? I have. Because I knew them before the internet. And they're an internet friend now because I don't see them in person. And I met my best friend, Eric, from high school. We were internet friends for the last, 8 months or whatever. Because we hadn't seen each other. We were both off at college. And we saw each other, finally. I went home for spring break. It was his last Sunday at home, and he went back to school off of his spring break. So, we met. But other than that, I don't really know if I would or would not. I've got conflicting feelings about that. I will say, yes, I would like to. If money wasn't an issue, would you choose to continue working or take a permanent vacation? Ooh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I don't know how to respond to that one. Because my first thought is I would take a permanent vacation, but then that would get boring after a while. I think I would have to work sometime. Because right now, I mean, I'm fine with playing games for a week. But I'm in school. So after playing games for a week, you kind of want to get back to at least some sort of school because you know you need to get it done. So I say I'd probably work part-time on that, because then that would satisfy my need to do something outside the house, and then it would allow me plenty of time to go and post videos on YouTube like this. So yeah, that's kind of the answers to the 10 random questions. Here's your video response.